This is WIUR Radio.
Hello, welcome to WIUR Radio with Samantha Rivera. Today we're going to be discussing whatever every single publication and radio show has been talking about, but we're going to focus on one specific part of it. So, of course, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. The game, didn't really watch it, but you know how that turned out. I heard it was boring, but didn't really try to watch it. I really liked halftime, but I already discussed Bad Bunny in like the last episode that I did for an hour, so don't think you guys would want to hear about that. But as a F1 fan, I didn't expect this to be as the Super Bowl to be as F1 heavy as it was, like as like usual, even though we're on winter break until March. So, first things first, up until the Super Bowl, we had rumors of Lewis Hamilton dating Kim Kardashian. And a lot of people were, because there was a lot of photos of them being seen together. They were seen in this spa in Paris. And a lot of people were concerned whether or not they were dating or something was happening. And we found out that last night that they are together. A pretty big hard launch that they had. They were both seen at the Super Bowl together. As we know that Lewis Hamilton is a team owner and Kim is Kim. From what I saw, or like everything that I've seen online, everyone was just kind of shocked because it was like one of the most random pairings you could see together. So obviously it was like very much rumor bait. But it turns out they're real. I'll get my feelings on that later. I just want to get to all the topics. So also George Russell was there. Not doing much, but like not as big as like the Kim and Lewis reveal, but it was there. Second of all, we had a reveal of the Cadillac livery. I was kind of thrown off by it at first, but it grows on me, and I find like the dual kind of black and white aesthetic cool. It's very I like how it goes like the fade in towards the nose of the car and then switches color. Overall, kind of what I was expecting. I wanted a more silver, but it would look more like Audi's livery, so it was what it was. And then also we saw Charles Leclerc in a Pokemon commercial. Kind of forgot he was into Pokemon, but like again, it was very weird seeing all these F1 people doing their stuff now that it's winter. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be covering today. So with the Kim and Lewis rumors, I've seen very much two sides of the coin here. You have people being happy for Kim and Lewis and them starting to like, I guess him starting to settle down, especially as he gets closer to retirement age, F1 wise. But also there's other people, Ferrari fans in particular, that were very concerned as Ferrari hasn't been doing the best in the past couple of years. But but still, as everything goes, everything's gonna be divided. Me personally, I really wanted this rumor to be fake because I think Lewis and Kim are very two different people. Even though they've known each other for a very long time, I just see that their ideals are completely different. It's just a weird combo. I feel like a lot of fans are just like so divided on this, and it like kind of like the last thing you would expected coming out of a Super Bowl. Like the hard launch of an F1 driver. um so yeah. Like it's just Ferrari. Yeah, y'all aren't winning anytime soon. I'm sorry. Y'all thought this was your year. Hamilton seemed happy, but it turns out it was completely for a different reason. Um, for Cadillac, I think regarding Cadillac's livery, I feel like with the hype that's been going on and also the reveal going on at Times Square, which I wish I went to, but it was at 10:30. Um, I feel like it could have been a little bit more, but again, I liked it. Like initially, I was like, "Oh, that's a very interesting one" when I first saw the livery, and then the other one, it was, but like again, I got used to it, and it wasn't as bad. McLaren revealed their livery today. Copy paste. Don't know how to say. It's basically the same thing, maybe just a little bit more black. So that means we have Aston Martin to kind of finish off the rest of the livery reveals, which Aston Martin's been very much in a kind of hot seat recently, like they've always been. I personally am okay. I like Alonso. I don't know about the rest of the team. But it should be very interesting once we get Aston Martin's reveal, and then we're good to go in March. And Leclerc was just there. Leclerc was just there. And I thought it was a very cute, like the Pokemon commercial was very cute. Let me see if there's any more Formula One news that comes from the app, because it's not a lot to talk about. Oh wait, oh my gosh, wait. Okay, Aston Martin has their livery now. Oh, it's the same thing. It's okay. It's just green. It's the same thing. As I was talking about, that Aston Martin still has to release their livery. They just announced it a little bit ago. Okay, now I don't know what to talk about because now all the liveries are released, and now we just have to wait until March until all of the cars are shown. And yeah. From what we've seen by the cars, it seems like with Ferrari, their car's been doing well. And Hamilton again seems very excited to drive it. Seems to have some light in his eyes. You know, not his look of dread that we've been seeing for the past year. I'm excited to go into this season as a newer F1 fan. I got into it in like the middle of the season, so I didn't get to see all the other races. I'm personally really excited to see what this race is going to look like. Am I excited about maybe not seeing Lando win for another time, even though he only won once? I just don't want to see that man ever win ever again. That was the most annoying season ever. Yeah. So we just have to wait. That's the big thing. We just have to wait. 2026 should be a very interesting year. Especially with Cadillac, we have a lot more competition now. We have Bottas back, we have Perez back, and I think this year will be very exciting and also like very, I guess, nostalgic for older fans. Or like fans that were fans of like Checo and Valtteri before, because of like, you know, like go into retirement and turns out they're here for like another like 10 more years. So we're gonna cut to commercial, and I will find another topic within the F1 world to talk about. Um, so yeah. Hello, we are back. I found a article on why Cadillac chose to choose black and white, and we're gonna just look at this real quick. So Cadillac has made headlines on Sunday night when new F1 comers show their 2026 livery and simultaneously launches the time at Times Squares around the coverage of the Super Bowl. Okay. It was a tremendous night for us. Had to show the car to the world. Blah blah blah. Yeah, they're doing promotion in Bahrain, which is the first race of the 2026 season. And as well, okay. Real meaning of the colors. Okay. Black represents the bold attitude of the car. They said it looks mean. And with white, it's usually the actual racing color of America. They wanted to have a fresh and optimistic look and just have that balance between the two. I think it looks like an Oreo, but it's a good livery. It's definitely the most interesting looking out of all the other ones. Like it has its branding, but I also think it has like a very interesting concept. Meanwhile, like Red Bull has like the blue, Aston Martin has its green, McLaren has its orange. Like it's not like an ugly thing to look at. And I also think it's like the most interesting looking out of all of them. So I want to go into the predictions for the 2026 season because we are a month away. This feels like so short. This is my first F1 break ever. Um so going into the season, I don't know. I feel like it'd be cool if Cadillac kind of does like well in the beginning and kind of makes their way towards the like the championship at the end. Do I think that's gonna happen? No. Um, I also want but like if anyone's gonna be world champion from McLaren, which I'm like very like half and half on. But from McLaren, I really want Oscar to win because he was so close last year. And I feel like McLaren kept on like messing them up, papaya rules and also like the favoritism towards Lando. Because if you see like that team and you see Zach Brown, you could tell that like that he loves the team, but it's also like Lando is getting the bigger spotlight, which is kind of common with senior drivers, but you also want the rookies to get more of the spotlight and the action. And usually you focus on them because the senior drivers know what they're doing. So I find it so weird that they still kind of like baby Lando, who is technically like newer towards the sport, but compared to Piastri, it's like you can't just keep relying on one driver for so long because that's how Daniel left and that's how like a lot like that's just how McLaren's just like not like their strategy, especially in oh my gosh, where was it? It was a crazy one because um Oh, in Vegas, their strategy in Vegas was horrible. Like, I remember watching that and everyone safety car came on, everyone was going around doing their rounds, and then they went to pit, which is obviously what you wanna do in a safety car, and they didn't pit because they're dumb, they're dumb. Um, and it was just a pain to watch the entire time, and it's so weird seeing this team who ended up making it up on top at the end, but basically made Ferrari level decisions with the team just over and over and over again. But again, still came on top because the favoritism and like wanting to benefit one of the drivers of like their older drivers and like the senior driver of their team. And yes, both people are very talented, but it also doesn't make sense to have just you relying on one team and making this kind of like, oh, we're working as a team aspect in McLaren, but then also like not giving your competition. And because it's like, yes, they're a team, but also it's very much F1 is very much a one man sport. You're not winning for your team, you're winning for yourself. There's like only one world champion. You can't just like it's not like a it's very it's like tennis. Like you're not playing. Yeah, you can represent on behalf of a team or behalf of a sponsor, but you're technically it's a very you're technically just doing this by yourself. And yeah, I'm trying to think who else. Um, oh, Red Bull. They got rid of Yuki last year. Or they got rid of Yuki. I'm actually like another thing. Okay, so Red Bull has its own set of problems because Max Verstappen is easily their golden boy and, you know, the one who won the most world championships for Red Bull and their races for them. But what they do is that every time they pair him with someone, if they're not Verstappen, it's like not gonna work out. And I'm very concerned for Isaac, even though Isaac's a very good driver. Um, but Yuki was also a really good driver. And we didn't see them like we saw them trying to work together, but we also saw like the car not being made for Yuki and him usually doing well while like practicing in the sprints, but then ends up like being in last place, which probably there is no curse. Maybe it's just the team technicality and the strategy, even though Hannah's a very good strategist. But I just find it weird that every time Max has a partner, there's just a replacement because you had Yuki, you had Daniel, of course, you had Checo, and all these people are not like, well, they're not gone from the sport. Well, Daniel's completely gone from the sport, but you have Yuki now being demoted as a background driver or like a backup driver, and then Checo coming back in Cadillac, which it should have been Daniel, but I don't think he wants to do racing anymore. So yeah. Oh, I think we're also getting the Disney collab this year, I'm pretty sure. That should be fun. I really liked that was F1 Academy. I really liked the Hello Kitty one this year. That's how I got into F1. Don't tell anyone, don't tell anyone. But also I think ever since joining F1, I feel like it's a very fun like sport to talk about. I'm not usually big in sports, but Formula One has like it really like brings like kind of this dramatic part of what sports can be while also like bringing the competition. And even though like some media Drive to Survive like dramatizes a lot of stuff within the sport, I also think that it can bring a lot of new fans in who, especially female fans, I've been seeing like an increase in female fans in F1 because of shows like Drive to Survive, because of some of the collaborations they do, because of there's a lot well, because of like the advertisements that the drivers do. It's a really nice community, and I honestly don't regret doing it. I also think that Formula One being as big as being in the Super Bowl a lot, and now we have another American team that is not Haas. Um, I really hope that it brings F1 fans from the US more closer to the sport, because I would love to see more stuff be brought here that are like not racist, but I mean like more merch, more um just like interviews like they do in all the other countries that they go to. But I would also like to see like people just like view the sport more here than they do in than it is in like in Europe, because F1's huge in Europe, and also like I think there's also competition here because we do have NASCAR and we do have Indy and we do have like our own very much American brand of racing. But I also think F1 brings something more to the table that like NASCAR really doesn't. I think the tracks are more interesting. I think that um the drivers are a lot more interesting, especially because they come from all these different places and all these different backgrounds. Um and I just find it more enjoyable. I also like think the drivers have a lot more better like they have a lot more personality, and it's just honestly such a fun like community to be a part of. Um Other than that, I'm trying to think what else we want to see in 2026. Um I think they're bringing back a track this year. I'm not sure. That or like I can't tell if they're adding another track or they're bringing back a new one. Let me check. Let me check. We are checking. Uh, okay. We have Bahrain, Australia, China, Japan, Bahrain. Wait, huh? Oh, that's for testing. Okay. Bahrain for testing, which seems to be going well for a lot of the drivers as we speak. Um, Ferrari has hope in their car for the first time. Like I said, apparently Aston Martin is having hope in their car. We haven't heard anything from Red Bull's car or McLaren's car yet. At least I don't think we have, because usually that is the bigger, like those are usually the teams that you expect to have the better cars. I don't think we have anything for them yet. Um, Saudi Arabia, Miami, Monaco, Barcelona. I don't see anything new here. Yeah, I think it's the same one as last year, or last season. Yeah, I don't really see anything too different. Top news. Oh wait, yeah, okay, that's F1 Academy. We don't talk about that. They picked someone for. Oh, okay. So it looks like Zach Brown is excited for McLaren. Um, oh, that was really more stuff from like last year. I think so. Oh, no, it said 5 hours ago. I don't know. But so far, we have a more positive perspective with the cars, which usually doesn't truly happen. Usually, you could tell when a car is not going to make it in full in the season. Sometimes you could tell like what's going to be the basically a rocket. like you could tell the difference between what the rocket will be this season versus what the tractor will be this season. Ferrari was the tractor last year, but if the camera subdue, the car also the car for Ferrari is looking better. A lot of Ferrari fans have been excited this year because it is the year of the horse. Hamilton looks happier. And I also saw this other thing where it was like the bad energies of Ferrari and Kim Kardashian cancel out. So, Ferrari fans, take your delusion and run with it because it is definitely going to be a season for you guys. And also have fun seeing Kim in the cockpit. It will be fun. It'll be fun. Other than that, oh, so okay, going back to Red Bull. Excuse me. We're gonna have Isaac as Verstappen's driving mate. Do I think it will go well? Not to cause any bad, like I hope it does, but realistically, like it's the Red Bull curse. We're not gonna do well after. I don't know if he's gonna do well, and if the Red Bull plays their cards right, I hope that Isaac could be there to help Verstappen win his next championship, or that Red Bull will play the fair cards game with both of them, and it won't end up like Yuki. I also hope that Yuki comes back because I miss him already. I miss him so much. I really hope he comes back. I just miss seeing a lot of the other racers. I've been seeing a lot of Daniel this year. It seems like he's doing well. Max has Daniel's number now, so that will be a new fresh start for Max in the rest of the 2026 season. And now we have to see Lando at number 1 because now he has the championship. But maybe we'll go back to Max after this year, and I'm so excited for it. We're gonna have one more ad, and then we're gonna close out.
Or pick up a copy around campus. Stay informed, stay connected. Now, back to WIUR, Iona University Radio.
I know you guys didn't hear anything for that. I'm so sorry. I just had to be reminded about the slider. Still working this out. It's only my second show. Can we use some slack? But I hope you guys like the show, especially for my F1 fans out there. I will try to again have a better script and something more to say, more things to have. If something eventful happens this week within the F1 space, I'll probably talk about that again, or I will just go on to the next pop culture thing that is going on around, just going on around the internet or something like that. I hope you guys enjoy the show, and I will see you next week.